Hello, my friends. So I greet you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. And in today's session, let me share with you what happened yesterday while I was sleeping. I just woke up from my bed. It's morning time over here, and I was shown a dream by the Pleiadians. And in the dream, they showed me the events that will happen on the Earth planet in the coming days. And before I share with you, what the message was from the dream specifically, in order to fully understand what the dream was about, I think you will need to watch the session as directed by the Pleiadians in my dream state. There was a session, I had done a long time back, and it was deleted from YouTube. So of course, I just had the backup of this channeling session. In this session, they talk about, what is hidden from us and all the events that took place on our planet Earth regarding human hybrids, regarding the Anunnakis, regarding, the RA Confederation, the Syrian High Council, the Andromedans, and, how they had to play a part in the evolutionary process of the humans at this time. And also they talk about, the Giza Pyramids, why the pyramids were built. A lot of information was in the session, but unfortunately it was deleted previously. So this session, and for you to understand the dream, I think you need to watch this session, and towards the end of the video, I will explain to you the dream that I had seen about what is about to come, that the Pleiadians showed me, okay? And in this session, you will find out a lot of information pertaining to the types of, things which occurred on our planet, and how we evolved in this state of human consciousness, and all other things regarding Atlantis. There's a lot of information. Like, this session is packed with information. So, I also, had to listen once or twice to actually understand what is being said, and it correlated with the dream in a perfect way. And also they talk about, the kind of, systems that the Anunnakis, they use to create human hybrids and stuff like that, which is explained in the session. So without much further ado, here is the session, my friends, and I want to say big thank you to all of you for liking the video, which helps to reach out to more people. So enjoy it, my friends.
We are the Pleiadians, and we connect with you today in the hope that your minds are clear and silent in order to receive the vibrations from the coming of the new Earth. However, you still have your free will to accept or reject these messages that we are here to give through this instrument. Today, we come to tell you all a brief history of the happenings on Earth from our vantage points, so that you may understand the importance of each soul incarnated on Earth at this time, and the sacrifice made by your ancestors. Roughly 5 million years ago, human evolution had been halted and had stopped progressing until Sirius B came into the spotlight. An artificial bridge portal was constructed that joined the Earth's core with the spear of Amenti and the core of Sirius B. Many of the souls that had graduated into the second seeding merged with Sirius B, and a crossbreed strain of consciousness got created. This was named the Kantarians. The portal bridge that had been used in the second seeding was known as the Halls of Amoria in your language terms. During the Atlantean times, when the third seeding occurred, it was known as the Third Eye of Horus by the Atlanteans. Approximately 4 million years ago, the human hybrids were separated and taken to the Pleiadian star system, which is our star system, and were named the Europhites. They again interbred with the Kantarians and were named the Dagos. The Dagos were then brought to Earth for reseeding of the planet. The second seeding of the Atlantean kind was heavily influenced by the negatively oriented Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were negatively oriented and employed sexist corruption, wherein the women were forced to become subservients and breeding slaves. These Anunnaki were worshipped as the gods approximately 900,000 years ago. The Anunnaki, via interbreeding, created a new race, the Nephilim, who were the children of Anunnaki. These Nephilim were advanced and they dominated the humans that were on Earth at that period of time. The cultures of Lamanian were not affected or infiltrated by the Nephilims, and they retreated and lived mainly underground. Seeing the torture of the planet Earth, the RA Confederation disabled certain gene codes so that they could put things back in order again and restore a balance on Earth. At this period of time, the Ceres interbred with members of the Alanian and Aryan races, which led to the creation of a superior human race which is known today as the Ceres or the Egyptians by your kind. The Egyptians held the most diverse genetic codes at the time, around 800,000 years ago. The RA Confederation re-entered the Amenti sphere and into the Earth's core. The so-called Anunnaki became upset of the RA Confederation for interfering with the progress of their Nephilim race, and decided to attempt to destroy the Amenti sphere and utilize humans as slaves to harvest gold. A 1,000-year war occurred between the RA Confederation and the Anunnaki. In order to survive the war, many Earth races were transferred to other planets and most Nephilim races shifted to Sirius A and then Nibiru. A treaty was made that led to the conclusion of the 1,000-year-long war. This treaty was named the Treaty of El Anu. According to it, the Nephilim would not return to Earth and another Anunnaki or human hybrid race was allowed to be created called the Anu. This treaty created a separation within the Anunnaki on one side. The Law of One followers, Sirius A and the Kantarians, Sirius B and the Syrian High Council were present. Whereas on the other side, the followers of Anunnaki resistance, comprising of the Dracos and the Dracon, who had the agenda to destroy the spear of Amenti. The RA Confederation, along with the support of the Syrian High Council, came in and applied the 666 Templar Exion unbreakable seal on the Dracos, as well as the Anunnaki followers. This prevented them to interbreed with another species other than their own. The only way forward for the Anunnaki resistance was to hope getting back into Earth by using the new Anunnaki hybrid program named the Children of Anu, which was allowed by the treaty that had been signed earlier. At around 750,000 years ago, the third seeding of Earth's human race began. The spear of Amenti was separated from the Earth's core and placed into a secure location that would be protected by the Arcturians and the Pleiadians, and the spear of Amenti was hidden in the Andromeda star system. The Andromedans thankfully did not support the Anunnaki in their military involvement, and they rejected the Treaty of El Anu. A connecting portal bridge was constructed that connected the Earth's core and the spear of Amenti in the Andromeda galaxy, in order to assist in the reseeding of Earth. This portal bridge was known as the Ark of the Covenant of Pleiadians and was also named the Arco of the Covenant. A fourth density seal was put on the Ark of Covenant, which made it into a one-way door whereby only souls could descend to Earth but could not return unless they had the fourth density gene coding ready for ascension. This one-way seal was named the Seal of the Ark 700,000 years ago. The Ceres, or the Egyptians, interbred with the Lamanians, thereby giving rise to a new race known as the Urartites, and they were termed the priesthood of Urartites. 55,000 years ago, in general, the Anunnaki began to accept and understand the law of one, the oneness, and only a small faction was left who resisted the law of unity. These were the Anunnaki resistance, the rebels who were the troublemakers. Many gifts were allowed by the other stellar races that included the crystalline power generators. During that period of time, the Ark of Covenant was stored within the Atlantean landmass. The Anunnaki resistance nearly destroyed the Atlantean culture during their infiltration. With the help of the Dracons and Dracos, the Anu were infiltrated and interbreeding between the two occurred. A Templar Axion seal was created by the Anunnaki resistance, and it was mixed in with the Anu genes. The forbidden Dracos were allowed entry into Earth by the Templar Anu resistance infiltration. The humans at that time used the crystal generators in an attempt to get rid of the underground Dracos. However, this plan eventually backfired on the humans. The Ark of Covenant was breached and it had to be moved to the Egyptian lands. The Ceres, or the Egyptians, were then made the guardians of the Ark of Covenant. The RA Confederation built the pyramid structures across the Egyptian lands and directly over the portal regions. 40,000 years ago, the pyramid structures were a Ra or Syrian trademark. The Giza Pyramid was built directly above the Ark of the Covenant to protect it from rebellious forces. The Sphinx was built directly on top of an inner Earth portal library as a symbolic tribute. Its main purpose at that time was to protect the fourth density ultra-high frequency energy devices that are anti-gravity and were used to help in the building of the pyramids. The Great Pyramid's main function was to act as an interstellar teleportation station from the time of their construction. The pyramids during their most used period, dating 46,500 BC to 28,000 BC, were also as an ascension chamber for the selected few who possessed the required DNA encoding to ascend at that time. The Great Pyramid was used as a training school for initiates to the RA Confederation Ascension program, and were also used for healing, generating genetic assembly, and for passage into the inner Earth portals beneath the Sphinx. The Anu became more hostile under the protection of the Syrian High Council, and many relocated to the Atlantean lands that were becoming the Anu stronghold. The Anu, on being angered by not being allowed to enter into the inner Earth or use the Ark of Covenant, devised a plan to conquer the inner Earth by using the Atlantean crystal generators to break down the electromagnetic barriers that had been used to secure the inner Earth portals. The Templar, or Anu, in 28,000 BC forced excessive power through one of the main generator crystals, and the crystal exploded with the force of at least 10 atomic bombs at the time. This explosion in Atlantis caused the Earth to tilt slightly on its axis, knocking the pyramid's vortex with the Earth's heart chakra out of its previous alignment with the vortex system of Sirius B and several other planetary systems to which it had been originally aligned. The Earth was now closely in alignment with the interstellar spirals that ran through the Pleiadian system. And so the new pyramid was now oriented to an energetic alignment with Alcyone, the central sun of the Pleiades. The Ark of the Covenant and Inner Earth realm remained safe under the protection provided by the Syrian High Council as the next natural 26,500-year cycle of Earth began through the interdensity time spirals. The Guardian races and the RA Confederation knew it would be a real challenge to prepare the human races for the completion of the first ascension cycle, which culminated in a morphogenetic wave in the year 2018 or 2020 of your timescale. The Guardian races had planned a different kind of awakening for the year 2018 or 2020. However, they had not realized the manipulations that had been done to distort the ascension in the evolution of humanity. Now, we the Pleiadians are here to tell you that the ascension period has entered into the second phase, and the battle is now going to be purely psychological for your kind. In this phase of ascension into the fourth density, you should focus on conscious awareness and recreate an authentic lineage using the power of positivity and high vibration thinking. This instrument is in need of fluid nutrition, hence we cannot continue the session further. Until next time, we love you and leave you in peace.
Hello my friends, so after watching the video, I hope you have got the basic idea of what was covered in the session. It talks about how the Anunnakis, they tried to create human hybrids known as the Nephilims, and there was a huge galactic war which occurred for 1,000 years between the people who were supporters of the law of one and the people who were not the supporters of the law of one. So there was this huge conflict which took place in our planet, and it turns out this information actually relates with my dream which I had seen yesterday night. The Pleiadians had shown me this dream. Maybe it's a future timeline of what's about to come on the planet. And the dream was, there will be two factions of people. One will be from the people who will be spiritually aligned, and the other will be people who will be technologically aligned. Now, I saw, Elon Musk also in the dream. I think, he has a huge role to play, on the side which he decides. Now in the dream, I saw Elon Musk on the side of the technology thing. So, of course, there was a huge battle on Earth, and, people of the law of one, they were trying to, preserve their free will because the people with technology, they were trying to infringe them. And there was this, huge chaotic situation which occurred on the Earth planet. Now, after that, what I saw was this thing ended, and what happened was that, everyone found out the truth about how we evolved, and there was an intervention in a similar way to this video, this story, or this thing you just heard in this session. There was an intervention from the outside beings, okay, it was from the Galactic Federation, I believe. It was an intervention to help humanity, to show them the light, to show them the proper pathway. And from that point forward, what happened was the people who were supporters of technology, they changed their focus, and now at that time, I saw everyone was spiritually aligned, and then there was the creation of a perfect harmony, and the fourth density, consciousness of love and light, was established on the Earth planet. So this was the dream that I had seen in my previous session, in a previous sleep, and of course it relates a lot with what happened in this in this session, in the channeling session which you had seen before. So I just want to say, I hope you learned a lot from the session as well, and that was the dream I saw. I just wanted to share it with you guys. Maybe it will help some of you. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for watching the videos and supporting me on my Patreon, where I'm uploading sessions which have been deleted or which cannot be shared on YouTube. And also I want to say a big thank you to all of you for sharing me your requests for past live sessions, which I am helping you out whenever I get free time. So with that being said, see you in the next session, my friends. Have a wonderful day ahead.